Welcome to an Achieving Science video. This video is going to look at kidney treatment. In this video we're going to look at what can happen if your kidneys do not work. Well, let's begin with a reminder of what our kidneys do. Well, our kidneys are responsible for getting rid of waste products. Therefore, if they don't work properly, these waste products will begin to build up. Our kidneys are also responsible for controlling water and ions within our blood, so that without them, it could also cause problems for our heart, stomach, nervous system, and if left untreated, it could even result in death. Therefore, we need to look at treatment methods. There are two possible treatment methods. They include a kidney transplant and a process called dialysis. Let's begin by looking at kidney transplants. This is currently the only cure for kidney disease. There are two options. Option 1 is when a person dies, if their kidney is healthy, then they can be transplanted. But for this to happen, the person must either be on the organ donor register or carry a donor card. The second option is that a person that is living can also have their kidney transplanted, as a person is able to survive with only one kidney. The pros to this is that the person receiving the kidney no longer has to have dialysis, which we'll cover next, and therefore it's cheaper. The cons are, though, that there are always risks with an operation. There are risks of infection. There is also a long waiting list to receive these donors, and there's also the possibility of rejection. So what is rejection? This is an issue surrounding a kidney transplant. There is always the possibility of rejection. This is where the recipient's immune system does not recognise the antigens on the donor's kidney, and therefore it begins to be attacked. There are a couple of ways, though, of preventing this from happening. One way is that you actually match the tissue type of the recipient, the person receiving the kidney, and the donor, the one giving it to them, so that they have similar antigens. The second method is that you can use immune suppressant drugs. This reduces the production of antibodies produced by the white blood cells, but this does have its consequence of that it makes that person more vulnerable to other infections. The second method then of kidney treatment is dialysis. This is where a person is attached to a special machine, and this acts like a kidney, where it filters the blood and ensures the right concentrations of dissolved substances. How does it work? Well, by having the person attached to the machine, the person's blood then flows through the machine. The blood then flows alongside a partially permeable membrane. This allows small molecules like ions and waste products to diffuse out and in, but larger molecules remain within the blood, e.g. proteins. This is then surrounded by a dialysis fluid, which is at the ideal amount of dissolved ions and glucose. Why is this then? Well, by having the same concentration of glucose and dissolved ions as healthy blood, it means that no glucose or dissolved ions are lost, and the right concentration is maintained. What are the issues then surrounding dialysis? Well, the pros are that it keeps the person alive and prevents the build-up of waste products. There are some negative issues, though, some cons to it. It's quite an expensive procedure for the NHS, as around each session lasts for about 3 to 4 hours, which is also restrictive upon a person's lifestyle. There is the risk of blood clots. There is the risk of infection. Plus, the patient also needs to follow a controlled diet and fluid intake.